everyone, Happy New Year. It's 1st of January, very wet day as you might be able to tell, but there's something so exciting I want to show you in the garden already. A few weeks ago now I think I showed you the beginnings of these beautiful flowers, and now the first hellebores are in bloom. Prickly and beautiful. They're Hellebores orientalis. They self-seed everywhere, so I get these sort of dusky pinkish colors. So pretty. I'll show you some more all around. Here's some more, a bit more pink. They look a bit paler once they start flowering properly. And over here, under the apple tree, there's another little bunch. They are definitely the first flowers of the year. They come even before the snowdrops, which I always thought of as the first flowers in Denmark, because they always come in the snow. But we can actually see the small spears, the sort of silvery spears of the snowdrops. See those little tiny spears there? They're the beginnings of a whole row of beautiful snowdrops. And they should be here within the next month, depending on how warm it stays. I think we're due to get a bit of colder weather soon. It's going to go down to -1 degree Celsius. So the snowdrops may take a little bit longer, but they're very cold hardy and they come despite the weather, so we will see. But I thought it'd be nice to pick a few of these hellebores to celebrate the new year, bring them inside. They are notoriously difficult to pick, for me anyhow, because they tend to not like being picked and they sort of droop right away. But I've been looking into different ways of doing it, and there's something about how you have to wait till they're really mature, because these are actually not the flower petals, they're the sepals, and then you've got inside here, these green bits there are going to be the actual flower petals, and so these guys, they shrivel up as soon as you pick the flowers if these little flower petals here, the green ones, are not properly mature. But I still want to pick some because I think they're so beautiful as they are. And it's like a celebratory day. We're just having a nice home day in the rain, and it'd be fun to have some of the first flowers inside. So I'll pick a few and see if I can tempt them to stay upright. The main thing to do is to plunge them directly into cold water and let them suck up some cold water for an hour or so at least before attempting to arrange them. So I'll just get a few picked. The thing about hellebores to remember is that the sap can be an irritant for skin, so it's really best to wear gloves while handling them. So I might go get myself some gloves. And also, very soon, in the next few weeks, I'm going to come out here and just tidy up this whole bed. I usually do it later because these flowers are known as Lenten roses, so they tend to come in the time between Christmas and Easter, which is known as Lent, but not as early as this. So usually I'd come out here in the end of January and clean up the bed, and it just means cutting off all this old growth, these old sort of damaged leaves, and making way for new ones, because they grow in a sort of circle. So all the flowers come up and then all the leaves will come up, this year's leaves too. And you want to get rid of all the old ones, but aren't they just beautiful? Such happy, cheerful, beautiful, colourful flowers. Let's get a few of them now. We haven't just been having very rainy days, also had very windy ones. And so yesterday I found a bunch of branches, collected them up, lots of fallen, broken branches, and I thought we could just cut some little bits off them and make a little framework for the hellebores to support themselves on so they can stay upright, because the main issue is that they often just can't stay upright, so they sort of flop and wilt and don't look great. And so people suggest if you pick them before they're mature, you should try to snip their heads off and float them in little bowls of water. But I want to try this. We'll see how it goes. The vessel I've chosen to use is an old soup bowl. It has a slightly odd shape, but hopefully will work with lots and lots of sticks. As you can see, I bent some of the sticks over into little loops, and that made this sort of lopsided heart, which I think worked out really well. And the flowers are all really well supported, so they're not flopping over. So I think it worked really well. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Happy New Year!